Welcome to today's 2-card review. Excited to go through this. We're still on the Doctor Strange pack. We've left his cards in the trash, right? But we've taken out some other cards. We're gonna go through them. One of them is probably the best Mystic card. I think so. I think I would argue. And the other one's a really good defense card that gets talked about a lot. So we're going to go through these cards. Excited to break them down and whatnot. But do me a huge favor. You have not done it yet. Two things. One, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Leave comments. Let me know your thoughts about these cards as well. I always appreciate it. All that stuff means a lot. Turn notifications, yada, yada, yada. You know what it is. The other one that's kind of important. Just go check out the D20 subreddit page. If you've enjoyed Reddit, we're going to be still doing a variation of kind of like Reddit replies, but a bit different. In several different ways, but I am going to pull questions from my subreddit page. If you're interested, add a question there, come hang out, come talk. It's growing and whatnot. And, I'll answer some questions there. So anyway, let's go check out some cards. All right. The first one I want to talk about is the Sorcerer Supreme. This is probably the main reason they get strange. Well, no, I shouldn't say the main reason. It's like one of the big reasons to get strange, especially if you like mystics. This card goes in every single mystic deck that has ever existed, or at least should. There's no reason not to. 2-cost upgrade. You get +1 hand size when you're in hero form. Right, it's like a free card draw, but better, I guess. I don't know. It's really good. It's a really strong card. Kind of bonkers, maybe a little too strong, but regardless, still really like the card. Still really fun. It'd be fun if there's ways to get a bunch of if later on they kind of like break the game, right? So this is one of the things. This is a complete side note, but one of the things I've talked a lot about in my live streams over on twitch.tv/D20 Woodworking is that. Near the end of Lord of the Rings, they made this kind of thing called contracts, which I don't want to say breaks the game, but changes like the basic fundamental way the game works, and it can make the game really easy. It can make things harder. It can kind of do whatever you want, but it was like a way to open up the game to be played differently from here until forever. It'd be kind of fun if at the end, like, all things can get all traits if you so choose, right? If there's like a contract card essentially, and you just want Hulk to be a mystic, sure, why not? Right? Let's go for it. Like the whole what if idea, right? We floated this idea out there too. I always thought what if would be a good way to do like return to boxes, but what if is instead kind of like the contract system at the very end of Marvel Champions, right? That, like I said, Hulk can be a mystic. Everyone can be an X-Men, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And there's stuff you have to do to make it happen or whatever. Like it could be fun. Like I know some people will be upset because it breaks the whole game. But especially if it's at the very end of the game, and I don't think the game's ending anytime soon or anything like that. This is me just thinking down the road because I can see certain things they're taking from Lord of the Rings and putting into this game that I always think that'll be the last thing. So anyway. Very long story with that is that this is a bonkers card. It's really, really good. Really, really strong. Now, the other one I want to talk about is Desperate Defense. I like this card a lot. I think it's a pretty good card. It's 1-cost event. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, ready your hero. Now, one of the big questions that always comes up with this card is that can you play this without exhausting? And the answer is yeah, but not by itself, right? So we can go over this in a future video. I do want to drop a whole rules video to kind of break all this down. But in order to do the card, it states when your hero defends against an attack. So you have to be defending against the attack. It cannot you cannot use itself to trigger its condition, right? So you can't be like, well, I'm defending against an attack by using this card that can only be used when defending an attack. Like, right, the loop doesn't make 100% sense. You could use a different card to defend, like Jump Flip or something. So then you could play this card. So if you take no damage, you get ready your hero. You would get +2 defense, but you're not exhausting, so that part's completely irrelevant. But you could still ready up your hero if you really wanted to. So this is like a weird question that comes up a lot. Is that but long story short, the quick answer is yes, you can, but it's kind of complicated and kind of hard to do. But anyway, back to the card itself. I think it's a pretty good card. I haven't used as much as I have in the past, and maybe I should because it is a strong card, right? Getting +2 defense, especially on standard, you'll probably not take damage. And if you use a card like we saw before with Energy Barrier or something like that, and just in case you were going to take that 1 extra damage, right? There's so many different ways to make sure you don't take damage that being able to ready up on your defensive side is super strong, whether you want to defend again against minions or something, or if you're ready to attack when you're going on to your stage. So anyway, Really like this card. Really like Sorcerer Supreme. I can't talk today. So let me know your thoughts about them down below. Also, quick note, if you have not checked out the Discord yet, the link is down below. Make sure you do that. The Discord's growing. We're at like 300 some people now, which is kind of crazy. But it's been a lot of fun. We're sharing like memes and stuff in there and just hanging out, talking about, we do talk about all different games. It's not just Marvel Champions, but there's a lot of Marvel Champions there. We have a whole new rules section that we've set up about Marvel Champions to kind of help people navigate and look up old rules or new rules with how things work. So definitely check it out. Really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.